Okay, so today we're exploring how to sell photos online and make money on Shutterstock. So we'll be exploring how you can make photos like this one, even photos like this one, and then sell them right over here on Shutterstock.com. And to do this, you don't need to be a photographer, and you don't need to have any experience editing photos either. And as a bonus, later in the video, I'll show you an additional source of traffic where you can get more eyeballs and sales on your Shutterstock page. So let's get straight into it. For the first step in this process, we need to get free photos that we can use. And for this, we're going to use a site called Unsplash, where there are many categories to choose from almost anything that you really need to find. And I know what you're thinking. Using free photos are always a little bit iffy in terms of the licenses that are available to you, whether you can resell or not. Even though it says here that the internet source of freely usable images, you still can't just resell these images. However, I found this article on unsplash.com from the frequently asked questions, where somebody asked, can I use Unsplash photos as part of a product to sell? And they clearly stated here that by using Unsplash's service, you agree not to sell copies of photos without first significantly or meaningfully updating, modifying, or otherwise incorporating new creative elements into the photos. And that does not include simple retouching, resizing, or anything that's minimal. And a good way to think about it, as they pointed out here, is that ask yourself whether the photographer of the original photo would easily identify their work in your image. Have you transformed it enough to make it your own creative work? And they also showed you some examples of what is a significantly modified image, which is this one, and then some examples of images that are not significantly modified, like this one here where there's just some text to this photo, as well as this one where they just place this globe into this photo. It's still, the photographer's original photo is still very clear in these images. And once we get the images that we need from Unsplash, we're going to use another website where this type of transformation right here will be done without us having any knowledge of how to do these types of things, because we're not in the business of photo editing. Well, we don't need to know how to do that. We're going to let somebody else do that for us. Now you can come over right here to Unsplash and search for photos that you think might be a good idea to sell. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to sell. The better thing actually is to start by finding something that actually sells already. And you're going to do that by going over to Shutterstock.com and see what's already selling in the type of photos that we're going to make. On Shutterstock, what you'll want to do is come up to the search bar and search for something like creative or photo manipulation and see what are the products that are showing up in the first set of results. Because these are the type of photos that are ranking well and are selling well, because Shutterstock will only be promoting products really that are selling good, because the more money that the contributors make is the more money that they make. And you don't even have to choose something from this first set of 5, 10, 15, 20 pictures, because if you come down to an image like this one right here, you can see here under the asset data that this is popular and the usage is often used. And this is simply a way for you to get different ideas what you can recreate to try to sell. And what we're seeing is taking somebody from one photo and putting them into another environment like this one, especially this one. And you could see again here. So to keep things simple, we're just going to try and do this using 2 photos. So we can use this picture for inspiration to do something similar, not to recreate that same thing, of course. Get somebody, whether it's a girl or boy, in an ocean doing something. And to do that, you just simply head over to Unsplash and you can search for something like girl standing. And as you can see here, there are many different options to choose from. And remember, we want to recreate the image in a way that is not easily recognizable by the artist. And it's not a matter of hiding it, but that's the guidelines based on Unsplash, how we could resell the photos. So take this one for instance. If we put this girl in a different environment and possibly change some colors and stuff on her, then we can resell that photo. We could possibly place her in an ocean wave just like this one. And of course, we're not going to figure out how to do that, because there are experts that do that already, and that is what we're going to check out now. Simply head over to Fiverr.com and search for photo manipulation, because we want to find somebody here who can do this effectively for us and at the right price, starting as little as $5, because there are experts here who can do it as cheap as that. As you can see right here, And to just quickly check out some of these experts and what they can do, you can see right here, this person, for just $5, this person can take this image of this lady sticking her hand up in the air and create this image, holding balloons and doing something. Or you can even do something as creative as this one, where you're taking 3 images, the 2 kids hugging here, a bear and some other bears, and make this photo. Of course, to do something a little bit more complicated like this would cost a little bit more money. But I just stumbled upon this image, which is similar to what we were just discussing, putting the girl into the ocean. And that's exactly what this guy is doing right here. This person has good reviews, this simple photo, and made this one. And he's doing this for just $5. And in just one day here, you would get that finished product that you could upload on Shutterstock.com. To get started selling on Shutterstock now, you head to the homepage, go all the way to the bottom, and you would see an option here called Sell. Where is it? Sell your content. So you hit Sell your content, and then you choose to get started. And once you verify your email, you just hit Next, and then you hit Upload. You could simply drag and drop your file right here once you get it from the Fiverr expert. But because you already have a good starting point, because your selected photos to recreate that are already selling well, you have already boosted your chances of getting sales because of the fact that we selected photos that are selling well already. And once they do start selling or become possibly a recommended photo to purchase as a related one to this one, then you start getting more traffic as you show up higher in the results here. But I did promise a bonus step where you can possibly get more traffic to your store. And that is by using Pinterest. As you can see right here, I search for creative photos. And similarly to what we were just talking about, there are creative photos here where there are people in different environments. Some cases, animals in different environments. And how you're specifically going to be generating traffic to your Shutterstock site is by creating a pin on Pinterest, just like this one when you get your image done on Fiverr, getting the link to your photo on Shutterstock, just like coming up here, copying this link, and then you're going to paste it on your Pinterest page, just like there's a link here. You're going to pay, instead of having this person has a Fiverr.com link, but you would have the link to your Shutterstock product. So when somebody stumbles upon this photo on Pinterest, they can then click this link, go to your Shutterstock website. They can then click this link and go to your Shutterstock page and possibly purchase your image. So just to recap the process, because this was a lot, you're going to go over to Shutterstock.com to see what is selling already. And we're looking at photos like these. So I search for photo manipulation. You can search for something else. And when you find out what is selling and what you want to try, then you simply head over to Unsplash to get the photos that you need. And once you get the photos that you need, you then head over to Fiverr, where you get an expert on Fiverr who could create the image that you want to get for as little as $5 or starting from $5. Once you get the image that you need, you then head back over to Shutterstock, sign up and upload your images, and then start making sales because you're selling photos that are related to some that are already performing well. And as an additional source of traffic, you're going to use Pinterest to upload photos on your profile that is going to link back to your Shutterstock photos, where you can make more sales and make more money. And if you like this method, but you didn't want to go through the work to pay somebody on Fiverr to modify a photo, and you just wanted to get a photo and sell it on another website, then you're going to want to check out this video next, where I talk about how you can get photos for free in the public domain and then sell them on another website, where you're not spending any money at all. So I'll see you over there.